we are here.
Yeah, so we are just north of Garrison. We're actually butting up to the Minnesota-South Dakota border here.
Husband wants this area a certain way, wife wants this area a certain way.
Looks like somebody's doing a little bit of flower work here. Is there some intention behind that? Did you guys put the cats and the dogs here too, or was that already here?
Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls.
So we are just north of Garrison. We're actually butting up to the Minnesota-South Dakota border here. It's a very unique property, but
This is the other side of Devil's Gulch.
Pretty much.
we're close.
It's not far away, right? About 10 miles, 20 miles?
North. Yeah.
Ryan, this is a project I know when you called me and said, Steve, I really want to do this house. You sounded very excited about it because it's not, I want to say your typical work. It was way different than the awesome timber home we looked at last time. What are we exactly looking at? Why do you love this so much?
We are looking at a cottage, South Dakota cottage, full remodel, the entire home other than the basement. We gutted everything, all new exterior, all new windows. The addition that we put on was basically housing the kitchen and a bedroom above. This is a beautiful family that lives here with a lot of children and a lot of stuff that they do out here. So it's been a great place to work.
If you've been thinking about getting a hobby farm, if you're like me, I asked Ryan, I said, well, Ryan, could I just come out? He goes, well, I'm not a real estate agent. He goes, go find the house and the land and we'll go remodel just about anything. So we're going to go take a look at this. You want to stay tuned because if you've ever thought about what I just said, maybe this will get your imagination going. You guys cool to go in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Did you guys put the cats and the dogs here too, or was that already here?
They were here,
Free roaming.
I love it.
populating themselves. So there's a lot of things in this kitchen that we considered going into this.
Yep.
One of the big ones being they like to entertain. There's a lot of people all the time that are coming through here. Big family,
Yep.
a lot of family and friends. They love to entertain. So white oak was definitely emphasized. White oak is a super hard, durable wood. It looks beautiful with stain. You'll see white oak accents all throughout the kitchen.
Yep. And I love how much that mantle, the posts, and those shelves and the alcove, they just tied in so nicely with all the rest of the white oak in the house.
Yeah, like you said, like that, when we're seeing in a second, like I love the green over there on that wall, right? I think that would have been a way different kitchen to bring the green in here because outside the house, interior, like it all kind of lifts it up as opposed to weighs it down. And I think that your actual building is the structure versus like trying to fill it in. They gave all the space, like they kept this open. When you work with people, when you're getting, I suppose it's to the design and architecture phase, kitchens are important, bathrooms are important. Who are you typically talking to in the family? Is it the husband and the wife, or is it just kind of the wife pulling you aside and saying, here's what I really want?
Typically, we try to decide who the decision maker is.
Yes.
And usually we will really bluntly ask that question.
Yeah, who makes the
Who's
decisions?
the decisions?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we might, hey, husband wants this area a certain way, wife wants this area a certain way. They got to come together and figure it out. Sometimes there's more fireworks than others, but that's typically how we handle that. And we like to make sure that both voices are heard. We're not therapists, but
Not yet.
sometimes that ends up being the case, and that's okay. We're here to help make decisions.
It's always a compromise. Have you had said no to anybody when they've said, well, I want this, and you came back and you said, we can't do that. We can't give you your man cave, but what we can do is modify this. Like when you're thinking of, call it creative spaces, how do you think about building it? Because you can go in a million different directions with every single idea.
Yeah, honestly, we get a lot of ideas. Some of them are crazy and just don't make sense. And a lot of times there are ideas that, we can hit that. We just need some time to think about it. We need some planning time put in. And we need you guys to be a little flexible with us about what we can do to actually get to that target. It might not be exactly what you're looking at, especially when you got a budget that you got to play along with, So sometimes it takes a lot of mock-ups.
Yeah.
We'll make small samples of stuff. We'll stick it up to the ceiling, say, hey, do you like this? No, it's too dark, too light, less distressing, more distressing. We want more knots in the wood. There's a lot of stuff that, we got to work through. We can't always nail everything perfect every time.
Well, there's one thing I think you did nail perfect is I look outside of the garden. I want to take you guys out here. Yeah. You have recreated this entire space right here. This is something that Melissa would love. I think it's great. I think this is an area that looks like somebody's doing a little bit of flower work here. Is there some intention behind that?
Absolutely. So one thing that this client is very passionate about is gardening and doing flowers. She absolutely loves it. She's actually going to be providing flowers for my fiance and I's wedding.
Oh,
So
Awesome.
it was instrumental that we get a garden kitchen for her so she has a space to work on stuff inside the home. So
and it overlooks this garden out there.
yes, it's gorgeous.
Let's go. Let's go look at the garden. I know you didn't build the garden, but you built a house to complement one hell of a garden. That looks awesome. Wait a second. You don't do lawns and you don't do gardens. Why are we coming out here again?
Well, we've been thinking about phase 2.
Phase 2. Show them phase 2. What is phase 2?
These clients love to entertain people. Very often after church or after gatherings, they'll have friends and family over to the home and they love to entertain. This area gets a lot of sun. So phase 2 is actually going to be building a pergola about 18 feet long over this paver patio up top here so that they can get a little bit of shade in the afternoons and in the evenings when they're eating dinner.
The work you do, like let's say our company makes videos. We love the work we do. We get to meet people and the videos last forever, right?
Mhm.
But you guys get to build places that families are going to live in for the rest of their lives. Like, does that feel like, I don't want to sound dramatic, like a big responsibility?
It's a
Yeah,
huge responsibility, especially when we know this is going to be a generational farm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to get passed down to their kids. And I mean, that really just puts the pressure on us to make sure that every detail is done to the best of our ability and we make sure we're giving the homeowners what they want. This really turned out nice, man.
Dude, it absolutely did. And honestly, one of my favorite things in here is also the tile. And I love how that black grout just accents the white tile, it brings it in. And then also, I noticed that we had a small transition right up from the bedroom. Could you explain that?
It allowed us to get a zero entry shower. So you can see there's no curb walking into the wet room for the shower. The way we do that is we actually double layer the subfloor on top. So this floor is about an inch higher than the bedroom floor. But what that allows us to do is slope the wet room all the way to the drain. And we got a nice Schluter linear drain there.
Yep.
And it's absolutely beautiful. Another great feature is it's got in-floor heat all the way throughout it.
Yes.
So
Yes, that's super nice.
it's really nice. And again, white oak, as we've done all throughout the main level, white oak cabinetry.
Cambric
And,
countertops.
Yep,
And then we've got the black wainscot.
absolutely.
So we've got a Kohler claw-footed freestanding cast iron tub over here, and it's got a gooseneck filler.
How many of us did it take to get it in here?
Too many.
How many times do we take it out of the box and put it back in the box?
At least 10 times too.
And why did we have to do that?
I don't know. We do-
Well, getting that drain lined up is a huge pain, but the guys at Frisbee's Plumbing and Heating, who we work with exclusively,
Yes,
absolutely killed it.
they crushed it.
Everything in this room is polished nickel
Yep.
fixtures, and I mean, we had to get a little clever with the gooseneck, but Donovan at Frisbee's, absolutely, he is just the best. He was able to get it figured out. There was a little kicking and screaming involved, but we got her done, and he still loves us.
Yes, we got her done. Clients are happy. All is good.
Yes, the client, they absolutely loved the idea of having a tub. It was a non-negotiable. We had to have it.
Yep.
And she loves being able to come in and open the windows and sit and relax with the fresh air.
Yep.
She absolutely loves it.
This is the spot I would always hang out. Bryce, would you?
Absolutely.
Okay, what do you love about it the most?
Oh, honestly, I just love the warm tones of the beams, as well as it kind of plays into the factor with the floor as well, and they kind of just play off each other. It's beautiful.
Boss man?
He nailed it. We love wood tones. We love wood tones. There's wood tones all over. We've got dark cedar. We've got a Karastan dark foreign. We've got white oak. I mean, the wood tones are covered. There's Douglas fir accents outside. We really love the wood accents.
And you let a lot of light through. So like by design had some, conversations and negotiations about windows. What is this window you put in? Because it looks like it opens at the top. Is this some bizarre thing from overseas? Because it is amazing.
So this is a European style tilt turn window made by Access Windows and Doors out of Winkler, Manitoba. We work with them exclusively. We get the luxury of working with the owners, their sales team. We've toured their manufacturing facility. They're awesome people to work with, and they make an even better window. So this window features the ability to open into the room, which allows the outside pane of the operator to be cleaned very easily. It also, when turned vertically, opens from the top and allows for cool, fresh air to flow in through the sides and warm, sterile air to make it out through the top. When you close these windows, it features a cam lock system. There's multiple locking points around the perimeter that actually sucks the window shut. And then there's a 3-point sealing mechanism to help with water. There's weep holes at the bottom that allow any condensation or excess moisture to make it outside of the window. The glass is a triple pane low E IGU insulated glass unit that features 4 mil thick glass and air chambers that add added insulation capacity to the window. We absolutely love these windows. They're all reinforced with steel C-channel that help with expansion and contraction. And we don't actually fasten through the flange like a traditional window. There's actually steel brackets that hold it from the inside, which allow it to flow inside of the opening. These windows are phenomenal. Everybody that we've ever installed it in loves these windows. Check out Access Windows and Doors out of Winkler, Manitoba.
You just showed me some really jaw-dropping stuff. A couple of things personally I love, and I have the taste that would say that aligns up really well. But this is my favorite room out here.
Yeah, this is the entryway to the home. You know, this is the first thing you see. I mean, when people show up to the house, you know, you got to make a good first impression, and a bold one at that.
You guys did all this. This is great. This concrete, poured concrete.
Stamped concrete.
Stamped concrete, pardon me. Stamped and stained. So this is a big thing right now too with the stamped and stained concrete, right?
Yep, but we thought that the cobblestone look would really go with the cottage feel of the home.
Yeah, it does, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think working on this project for these clients has just been a privilege. So
Tell you what, guys, you've been working hard. Let's go on a walk. Let's go enjoy nature. What do you think? Your dog likes me better than you, I think. I'm gonna bring him home with me.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services, your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature, or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve.